Valiant took on Iganmu FC in the last quarter-final of the first leg of the Creative Championships Cup as they sought to overturn what had been a poor start to the year 2021. They definitely went on the jugular on the offensive from the get-go, and as the opportunities came, Iganmu's defence seemed to cave, as it was only earlier on the opportunities with the chances coming and going a-begging. Iganmu resorted to strong defending as early as the 10th minute, having to clear their line swiftly to make sure that they kept their goal-searching opponents at bay. Iganmu were only holding forth for so much long before Valiant would take the lead. However, they would require good goalkeeping and some solid defending to keep themselves in the lead. It was only a matter of time before the goal would come, and from the penalty spot, Babatunde Akinshola calmly converted to give his side the lead. It was 1-0 to Valiant, and it was one goal that they themselves could not hold back from. Kept allowed to restart the game, Iganmu were definitely chasing shadows at this point. However, they had not done enough chasing when Babatunde Akinshola latched onto the opportunity and chipped the goalkeeper from outside the box. They sought to double the advantage. The opportunity would go a-begging, and Iganmu, who had seen chances few and far between, were failing to even take the ones that came their way. Valiant were not as nice, and sooner rather than later they were on the other end of the field looking to make it 2-0, with an ambitious overhead kick going wide. They were working the ball niftily into the box, and Coach Atif Yunus would have been impressed as Babatunde Akinshola was on the end of what was a free-flowing move to double his team's advantage, 2-0. Iganmu were left floundering and running against the tide already. As the opportunities come, so did they fail to convert, and at half-time it would be Akinshola's 2 goals that would give them the opportunity in the first half. Valiant arrived the second half a much different prospect as they were allowed to defend, with Iganmu FC trying to pull one back and get the all-important away goal. However, Valiant would prove how deadly they were against the run of play, with Lukman Ibrahim scoring to get on the score sheet for what would be another goal in the Creative Championships this season. 3-0 it was, with the game getting out of sight and out of mind for Iganmu FC. Iganmu were back where they started, and with a 3-0 deficit, there was hope that they could do things better. However, they were not yet done suffering, and against the run of play, it would be Kudus who would make it 4-0, as Valiant wrapped up what was a fine performance in the encounter. It was one game that Iganmu FC players would like to forget, as the opportunities eluded them and the ones the opponent got went totally against them. At 4-0, it seemed like the game was done and dusted. However, Iganmu were not to go down just easily, and some staunch defending would see Valiant leave the game with a clean sheet as they sought to see out the encounter. A healthy first leg advantage was important, and they've all but put the tie out of sight for Iganmu FC, who were left floundering and were chasing shadows for most of the whole game. Valiant 4, Iganmu 0 in the first leg of the Creative Championships Cup.